So with 1 week to go from prison, I get a phone call or rings up and finds out I'm going all the way to Rotherham. Right, not an issue. So I get released from prison. Don't get released till like 11 o'clock. It's meant to be 9 o'clock in the morning. Give us my stuff. I'll get a mate to come and pick us up because I haven't seen hardly anybody. I haven't seen the little uns on his little uns. So we went and grabbed some food. I got a mobile number, got to Rotherham into an AP, an approved premises. Now it was nice. There was no dramas there. I didn't find any issues, but I was only meant to be there for 7 weeks. It then got extended to 8 weeks, where I'd come across NCVC, and I'd come across them because I did need support. I got none while you were inside. So you go to prison for rehabilitation, you do none. They lock you up for 23 hours a day. There's more violence than else. You come out of prison 10 times worse than you go in, and loads of people do. But that's the lowest you can go as prison. I've seen some nasty stuff in there that for slightest things. And it's full of wrong-uns. It's full of nasty people. So I was like, I don't want to end up in that cycle where I'm violent again. So I got in touch with Safa, who got us in touch with NCVC. And I walked in the office, and lo and behold, there was Christine with a big smile on her face. How can I help you? I sat down, I said, it's going to be very personal. This is the situation. She went, right, no, I can help you with this. I can help you. You come across a nice bloke and I've got no worries about that. Let's go from there. Right, no worries, let's go from there. So we kept in contact, went on days out on the barge and all that with all the old folks, which I loved. That was a brilliant day out. Nice and peaceful. And then it came for me time to leave. So they put us on I was meant to get a travel card up. I did get a travel card up that time. Rocked up to Sunderland and says, look, I'll have your address for you when you land in Sunderland. Landed in Sunderland, she went, haven't approved the address. What am I meant to do? And her exact words, sleep on a park bench. But you have to report to the police every 7 days because you're on licence and they need to know where you are. So I've gone to the police and said, look, I'm going to be homeless. I'd let Christine know, and she was like, I'm not having this. Must have made 50,000 phone calls. But I believed I was on that park bench and something would be sorted out tomorrow. So it got sorted that I wasn't homeless, so I let probation know. And then her excuse was, maybe you should go back to Rotherham after 2 or 3 days in the travel lodge because she couldn't get any accommodation. There's just none in the North East whatsoever. And I was like, but why haven't you told us this previously? Because I had money set aside, but I haven't now. I've had to pay off debt. Well, I paid off debt, so I didn't have bailiffs on the door. And I was like, why haven't you told us previously? Well, I wouldn't have known. But you obviously do know that there's no accommodation because now you're telling us. I think I only had 25 quid in the bank and I went and got a bottle of vodka and I sat on that park bench and I cried my eyes out to her. I went, I've had enough. I did. I was so broken from the system. And Christine went, no, I'm not having it. And I think she paid it out of her own pocket that night, got us a hotel that night, and that's when I ended up back in Rotherham the second time. So then I get a bus back to Rotherham, and that's where my name came from, Boomer, the second one, because there I was back. I stopped in the same hotel that night, and then must have been thousands of phone calls for funding, who can help, who can't have this squaddy on the streets. It would break his licence conditions, which puts me straight back in jail, but all they do is print out new licence conditions and change off, he is now homeless. Makes no sense. Stopped a few weeks in Rotherham. Then it was decided by the police that I've got to come back to Sunderland. That's where my worker is. I'm not being assessed. I'm not being worked on. So I got on another bus back to Sunderland, where I was promised accommodation again. And I was homeless. And I took a picture of them and said, this is the park bench. And this is the exact words. There's worse people than you, John James. But I had to come back to Rotherham because she couldn't do nothing. And these were like, we're not having it. You can come back to Rotherham. But probation didn't want to know. I'm not bothered. As long as you turn up to your meeting, doesn't matter where you are, turn up to your meeting. If you don't turn up to your meeting, they don't get paid. They don't get paid. They put you back in prison. The cycle, the system is broken beyond belief. But yeah, so CVC came in quite a few times to rescue us, so I wasn't homeless, so I wasn't being sent back to prison, so I wasn't just a squaddy that was stuck in that cycle. And then we went to Rotherham, we went to the council, and we both sat there, and the council went, we can't help you. You don't meet the 4 criteria rule. Christine, MCVC, once again, put a form into Fortitude and said, look, this guy needs your help. And they had us in here a week and a half later, which was a miracle outcome since there's a big waiting list. But they heard the story since prison. And this was all, I got here on 20th of November. I left prison 1st of July. And nothing but hotels. Yeah, it was a crazy thing to go into. Do you know what? Like straight away, because I got free gym and all that. I was at the gym every day. I had a bounce in my step. Obviously, I had a roof over my head. Bills were paid. We were there to support us. Action plans were put in place. I wouldn't reoffend. I wouldn't go to wherever. Everybody understood the challenge that was needed. And my challenge was just to turn up every day. You turn up and you get the best help you can get. And I do, most days anyway. Now, obviously, I'm never going to reoffend, and I completely know that. That shouldn't be a dime a dozen, but when you're in these ruts, it's so easy to drink too much and then end up in a situation where you're going to find yourself in trouble, especially when you're in ruts. So I won't be in any of them situations again. Got my licence back, so I can go back on the trucks when I leave here. I'm doing voluntary work, which is landscaping to mixing cement to building driveways or walls. Now that's keeping us active while I'm here. The mental health side of it is going to be hard, which that'll start in a month's time, and I'm doing drink courses at the minute. But when I leave here, I should be on such a high step, because these will find us a place to live. That's their job. They're going to make sure I'm living well, got everything therein. Exactly what should happen when you leave prison. These will make sure it happens to me so I don't fail. And that was what Christine's job was. You're not failing. I'm not letting you. We'll get you a place. We will. And Lo and behold, she did. I know. She even filled out the forms twice, I think, to make sure. And she phoned every day. But yeah.
I've had a lovely afternoon. How about
It's
yourself?
been nice, isn't
It has, yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
And everybody sang my prayers as well. I haven't paid them off, honestly. I haven't paid them off.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how much does it cost you?
And
Yeah.
I'll like you see us later, you're around the corner and I've got loads of
Did you?
biscuits
Yeah.
and cakes for them.
You're doing really well.
Getting a
You
few
will.
more steps to do.
Yeah.
But at least there's only a few more steps now. There was a mile today when you knew us.
Yeah. Yeah. But you didn't give up.
No.
I can't remember how many cups of coffee we had just waiting in Rotherham Council's
No.
housing all that time that we were there.
And they just went, nah, can't help. See you later.
It was knowing that he was somewhere up in the northeast, and I didn't always know where, that he was homeless. He'd just been told to go and sleep on a park bench, which infuriated me. And there's no way that that was going to happen. And yeah, I think it was the distance. It was the distance, and it was knowing what frame of mind he was in. It really is difficult supporting somebody long distance. Well, it's certainly good to see you again.
I know, thank you for coming.
And that you're doing so well.
Yeah. You're right, things turn around.
Yeah.
Didn't think they would at one point, but
Yeah.
I'm there. Got a good friendship network around here.
Good.
And I've got...
So life's not as lonely now then?
Nah.
Good.
And I just need to do a few more activities, so that's what I mean. Do a bit more walking.
When you're ready.
Yeah, I know. Time's flying, like 6 months. I just want to thank you so much. You're a legend. Little legend, even though you hate us. I kept on going. Then bus journey's back. I'm on my way. I'm an hour away. Oh, I can't believe this. We sent you off twice already. I know.
You're the one that did all the hard work.
You are very motivating. That's what you need though, sometimes, the motivation. Kick up the boat, don't give up. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but you cannot see it. And then I've ended up here, so there is. And obviously the support staff here are brilliant. And you have a support plan every 2 weeks. They make sure you're doing well every day. Now better you can ask for, really.